Hello and welcome to the Chronicle. That's crazy. We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome to After the Match podcast, episode 16 here live on YouTube. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to be here live on YouTube once again. It's been a while, not been live, but having the opportunity to get this done is so important to me. And today is one of the biggest show I've ever done in a very long time. Do something like this every single week. This should be, I've been here a day beforehand, but here we are nonetheless. And we are trying to see how we could get this done every single week and bring the show to you. Today is a big one because joined by my co-host, Maximax is back on the podcast. He made it. He made it to another second episode, and I'm so grateful to have Maximax on here. We'll be talking about wrestling, and we'll have someone else joining us here from the wrestling group live on X. You can go check it out, and you can ask for how you can join. The fandom is crazy, it's loud, it's impeccable, and it's lovely. Please make welcome to the podcast, Michael. Michael, welcome to the podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Good evening. Good evening to you, Samuel. Good evening to you, Emaximam. And it's actually really nice to be here. Like the past
All
few
right.
days leading up to this has been crazy.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. All right. So since you are the newbie, I want you to take a sit back and see what we do. But a Maximus, if I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can, thank you for joining. And just like the WWE Undisputed Champion would say, a Maximus, where do you want to start? What the hell do you want to talk about? Where do you want us to start tonight?
Let me talk to you. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. A lot of things
A
has
lot, yes,
been
I know.
going on now
We
from
we are booked already.
NXT down to Raw to SmackDown. Oh, there's a lot to talk about. So let's see how
So where do you want to
that
start from?
goes on.
Mm, okay,
Now,
all
okay,
right. I
let's start
think
with
you want
the
to go. So go on.
and was mind blowing. I didn't expect many of my prediction went wrong. Like I a lot of my prediction went wrong from um what is his name self? D'Angelo winning the NXT heavyweight champion after 14 years in NXT. Can you believe that? 14 years in NXT and you're just winning the title now. Wow,
He's
that's
been there
crazy.
for
I
14
didn't
years.
believe I was rooting for. Yeah, he's been there for 14 years. So
No, that's Angelo. We knew of Angelo in 2021 when they upgraded to NXT 2.0. How has he been there for 14 years?
he has been there before 2.0. He has been there, but he didn't like how am I
Wow.
going to put it? You know where other people were passing some what's it called? Some test and then I think he didn't
Yes,
meet up.
yes.
So that's
To
why
be on
he
TV,
came late.
like TV
He
ready.
came late, yeah, exactly. So he came late to being on TV ready. He was doing his family, the Angelo family and stuff like that. So but he has been in WWE for might not be 14 years, but I think has been in WWE for a long time before he even started featuring the TV space. So him winning the NXT champion
Hmm.
was an amazing stuff. Then again, my favorite female wrestler in NXT. Remind me of her name again.
So
Um,
Ruka.
Lola Vice,
Oh my God. Oh my
Look,
Evans must get the fuck out of here.
Vice. Lola Vice, she's my favorite. Come on, man. I'm not that kind of person, so she's just my favorite. Like she winning the NXT Women's Champion was actually amazing. Was I love the fight. I love the entertainment. I love Bukati. Bukati is actually a great commentary whereby she was using her butt to give each those women. Oh, let's not go to that place because he's a crazy commentator. So congratulations to her winning the
but I would want us to
congratulations to
like
her
talk.
winning.
I would want us to talk more. I don't know if you could hear me. I want us to talk on like really deliberate, go deep on it because like I did check out the show and I did take notes on it. So if you say, okay, let's start with Stand and Deliver, which took place this past weekend on Saturday, in I believe it was in St. Louis, Randy Orton's hometown, and obviously
Yeah.
we had shocker victories. Like we had matches that we were so shocked about. So let's just choose one of the matchups and let's just talk about it. Let's go in depth on it. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the shock win from
Okay.
the D'Angelo, or do you want to start with your favorite Lola Vice winning? Because that was shocking to me. I thought it was Candle Gray's time. I thought it was like, okay, so I believe Fatal Influence is ready for the main roster. It's Mania season. Let's get this party started. And Kendall Gray can, kick off. But when I saw Lola Vice win, I was shocked at first, but I could understand immediately. I'm like, okay, this girl has been here for a while, and she's had big championship matches, and came up short. So if you weren't pulling the trigger now, when do you want to do it? And we are still very high on Kendall Gray. She's not leaving NXT anytime soon. So let's cash in on what we have. So I really understood where like the business ideology was going there, but it still sucked not seeing Kendall Gray, win it. My own issue with always having a talented wrestler like that, or having someone as bright and someone that the fans are hungry for like that, be in big championship matches and come up short. Although she did not get the pinfall, but like my issue with, I don't know if she was the one that was pinned, but if I'm not, please correct me. The fact that we always have
No,
them
JC
in
was the one that
positions
was
like that
pinned.
and then they come up short. Okay, JC was the one. Okay, thank you. That's amazing. So that's the issue. I know they are still protecting her, but let the fire not burn out from the fans. Wanting to see her, take the reins. But I could understand with Lola Vice coming up. I mean, you could see the business they're trying to do with Lola Vice. I mean, she's. I'm not trying to say that she's winning because she has the sex appeal and all of that. I mean, you could see what they did at the back with she and Sexy Red, like that backstage she did it. I'm like crazy. I'm like, okay, this is what we are going for, like
I know who the
sexy.
kind of man you are. I know
Oh,
who you
shut
are.
the.
I know who you are. I know who the kind of man you are.
Maximus,
Let me
let's
tell you
not do
this.
this. So let's get in there. So let's get into that match. You can take it from there.
Okay. Okay, so the match was amazing. So I
Mm,
didn't start the match though, but I watched too, and the place I started it was so exciting. The match was it was like I didn't expect, first of all, I didn't expect them to start the women's, like, to be the first to
mm,
start the show. So it was amazing, it was cool.
okay.
Then all from JC Jane to the little evolved lady to Lola Vice, they all put up
Yes.
an amazing performance. I won't call Kenda her name. I love calling her the little evolve because she's just coming from evolve, NXT evolve, so she's still getting to know things. Yes, her body is all and gas up. That youthful exuberance is there, that energy to do anything. But come on, man. I don't have to be the party pooper here, but come on. We've seen a lot of superstars that have that same energy and they fade away. Can I give you an example? Tiger Knox did that, fade away. Um,
Okay.
who again? Tag team partner to Roxanne Perez. Then I think what was her name, Self? I don't know if you can remind me again. Okay, I think I will get back to that. So did that also fade
The
away.
starting partner
A
to
lot of
who?
superstars like that. To Roxanne Perez before
Is it
she
Raquel
becomes Roxanne
Rodriguez?
Perez. I think not Raquel, not Raquel. She in NXT
Is
before she
it
has
Dakota
started.
Kai?
not Dakota Kai. She was a tacting partner. She do carry. She attacked her with a skateboard or a
Okay.
board, something like that. I
Oh,
think her
oh,
name too.
oh, oh,
Her name was
Cora
also
Jade, Cora
James
Jade,
something.
Cora Jade.
Exactly. Thank
Courage.
you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Courage. Yes, exactly. Yeah, she
Okay.
also had that stuff like that. But okay, everything I'm just saying is that Kendo is a she's a good wrestler. She fights like I won't say she fights like, she tries to fight like Kotango, the low budget. I won't say she's a low budget, she's a lower budget version of Kotango, but let's just leave it like that. She can go all her
Oh God,
suplex,
it's maximum.
suplex minimal suplex, those stuff she did was amazing. But let's give credit to Lola Vice. Let's give credit to JC Jane. JC Jane is an amazing. I think she's ready to be deputed into the main roster. So I think maybe that's why they took the title from her, the NXT women's title. And I feel she's going to be a massive impact in the main roster. She's going to be a massive impact in the main roster. I've been following her up since, I think that was 2020, 2021, when she was with
With
Mandy Rose,
was it
Mandy Rose
Mandy
and
Rose? Yes, God's greatest
Mandy
creation.
Rose and the other lady. Exactly. So yeah, I've been
Falcon, is
following
it
up.
Falcon Henry?
Yeah, she has that charisma. I like her charisma. Even though she doesn't have a lot of skills on the ring, but
Okay.
she's a heavy hitter. Slim as she is, but she has
Yes.
that hitting ability. She's amazing. She tends to light up the crowd, and she's just like, she reminds me of HBK. When you think she's already down, then boom, she does something that is so wow that everybody was like, what the hell, stuff like that. So she's amazing. I've been following her up, and I knew she was going to go to the top. Then now let's talk about Lola Vice. I'm just trying to break it down before I now put everything out. The match was amazing.
Okay.
Lola Vice came. Lola Vice came the same day Obafemi came. I don't know whether you remember when they fought for that. Was it that looks like was it a contract to face a champion? I think they won one tournament like that. Was it Dusty, or I've forgotten the tournament they won? So I think it
Okay.
was
The
Obafemi.
what's
I think it was Obafemi that won it. Then Lavice won
I remember that was
the tournament,
2023.
and Obafemi.
Yes, Obafemi won in 2023.
Yes, yes,
2023.
yes, yeah. She
That's the
also
same
won in
tournament.
2023 too. She won
This
it.
boy won. This boy won. Yes. What's this boy? Camelo Hayes won. I don't forget. Like I can't remember the tournament, the name of that tournament.
Yeah, I can't
But
remember.
it's an NXT.
I've
Is it
forgotten
up
the
and coming
tournament.
something? Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, I think something
NXT
like that.
Breakout
That
Tournament.
Obafemi used his own.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
He used Obafemi cashed his own by winning the North American champion. Then she also cashed her own to fight for the NXT Women's Champion, but she lost. I think was it to Mandy Rose? I think Mandy Rose. Yeah, I think Mandy Rose was, or who? I think was it Mandy Rose that was the champion,
Roxanne
or
Perez.
somebody that
I
was.
believe she lost it to Roxanne.
Okay, well, yeah,
Roxanne.
yes. It was Roxanne Perez, exactly.
She lost to Roxanne. Yes.
Roxanne Perez Roxanne was in a higher level above her, so she didn't
Yes. At
stand a
that time.
chance.
Yes.
So that is her story. She lost. She really fought her way through. She really made sure she had. There was a year that she stacked up losses. I've forgotten that year. It's not like the whole year was lost, but her losses were more than her wins. But she never gave up. She still
Yeah.
continued. She fought. She tried fighting for the North American. She didn't get it. She fought her way through till this moment that she finally is your NXT Women's Champion, Lola Vice. So the match was amazing. every it
Mm.
was beyond my expectation. I didn't expect them to perform that kind of with different striking moves, with different suplex, with different combination of strikes. Well, it was just so amazing, and the end was sweet.
All
See
right.
that back
Thank you,
spinning
Maximus.
strike from Lola
Michael,
Vice.
you
Okay, yeah,
All right, thank you, Maximus. Michael, you sit here, you listen to what the Maximus has to say, dumping all the praise he can, all the praise he has for Lola Vice and everything she has to do to becoming NXT Women's Champion. And I would want to get your take. That match for me, obviously, I understood because for someone like me, just like everyone else, nobody understood the hype why they were pushing JC Jane. JC Jane has been with Mandy Rose right from, let's say, from the trenches when Mandy Rose was ruling NXT, and she and one other girl. I don't know. It was not Fallon Henley. It was one other girl. I don't know if the girl still works for the company. I believe she doesn't.
Jasmine,
And if she does,
Jasmine Nix.
and then yes, she's not part of it. I remember that she was released, and I remember an interview with Ariel Lawani talking about the entire process and everything that happened. That yes, she's released. She's not with the company anymore, just like Mandy Rose. But Jesse James Jason was kept, and the fact that this girl worked. I remember the episode so well when she won the NXT Women's Champion. People were shocked. The whole internet was like, "Huh?" And at that time I was watching the live podcast
exactly.
from
I
JD
was
from
shocked
NY
too.
when he had his co-host. They were shouting like JC Jane, like with like JC Jane of all people. Where
It
we
was
go
so it
carry
was
like
so
we like
crazy.
JC Jane. Like how
It
is
was so
that?
crazy.
Yes, is that all that is that what the NXT Championship scene has turned to? And to see how it's as if the management there, which is headed by I was about to say Michael Jackson, and like headed there by Shawn Michaels, believed like kind of like, okay, so if you guys don't want to believe in her, I'm gonna show you why you should believe in her. And Jesus, as this girl stacked up victory after victory, like she's proven herself to the point where when she even came out for a Royal Rumble this year, you were like, okay, you believe you can actually see her in the main roster. I just pray they carry them as a total package. She, Fallon Henley, and the other girl, like Fatal Influence. I love their team song. I love their presentation. I love the rock star. And shout out to Bukati for always propping these superstars, these stars up and making them feel bigger than they actually are. I'm not saying they're small, but like they are just how he does. It's just how he does this hype that you get. Like, okay, so the rockstar of NXT and great. And from my entrance, you could already feel that, oh, it's kind of like an end of an era when they were playing back all those high package like our previous montage. And you're like, okay, so what's gonna happen? I was thinking Kendall Gray, let's strike while the iron is hot. But I could immediately understood why they went with Lola Vice. So Michael, to you, watching that event and seeing that the result wasn't what we all expected, we got a shocker victory, Lola Vice champion. You see where the money is. Like, what's your take on the entire thing?
Okay, so thank you for having me. First off, I wanted to say that I mentioned Jasmine Nix. Jasmine Nix is the other girl in the Fatal Influence group that you wanted to mention a
Okay.
few minutes ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, like you're actually right. I watched the entire thing. I watched the entire premium live event, and to
Okay.
be honest, before the match started, just like you, I was rooting for Kendall Gray. Like I've been following her since I evolved this. I followed her even up to the point where WWE like put a strap on her, and they had her win the NXT Women's Iron Survival last year. So I thought, oh, okay, definitely. Like from there, she won the Iron Survival challenge last year. Then
Mm.
definitely leading up to her having a title shot, like they might do the unthinkable by putting a title on her. But Lola Vice winning, I wasn't really mad to be honest, even though I wanted Kendall to win. I wasn't really mad because I was already saying it in my head that for JC, like she has worked her way up, and at first I wasn't really a fan of JC when she was first with Fallon and Jasmine and Mandy Rose. I wasn't really a fan, but managed to prove me wrong, and like she has gotten my respect. If we even remember, like she won the TNA Knockout Championship too. She's the first woman ever, like in NXT history, to hold those two titles. So like she has
Yes.
worked her way up. She has put in the work, and like she earned my respect that day. Even though I wanted Kendall to win, but Lola winning is still, it's not much of a shocker. She wasn't really that great when she started, and I wasn't really a fan. But it's like she found a niche, the whole NXT underground thing. Like she trained more, she became better, and like you said, like she has been on the NXT roster for a while now, having multiple title shots, falling short. So this was just like a redemption story for her. Like she finally has a moment, and I was kind of proud of the achievement, to be honest. So it's not something to be really mad about, but I can get why they put the strap on Laura Vice. To be honest, she has been there. She's like one of the OGs. So we just have to wait and see how it evolves. And for Kendall not eating the pin, that was very important because, like you said, like they are trying to protect her. So I really want to see where they go from here. And lastly, for JC, I've been saying it to just like I said, I feel she's ready for the main roster, even though Fallon and Jasmine does not go with her. I feel she's ready for the main roster. But I can understand people's skepticism over the fact that she might get eaten in the roster because Triple H is the booker. And there have been lots and lots of complaints about how Triple H books stuff. But we'll see how it pans out. I'm really happy for Lola actually. I feel she deserves it.
And obviously we'll have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to Triple H. There's a whole lot of things, and I don't want to start off. That was why I love this podcast so much, especially when I get to piggyback off great personalities like you, great personalities like Maximus, and other of my co-hosts that have been a part of this for almost 6 years, more than 6 years with me. I'm so like we have so much to go with Triple H. I don't want to tell that like I'm ranting and all of that, but this is one of it. When he was handling the little pond, which was the NXT, this we had great, like the women's matchups were as if not more important than the men. The women had great storylines. You were asked like you won't see a women's match come up and you want to stand up and go take a piece or go to, you were stuck there because the story was there. Everything like where is the story where we had Ember Moon and Oscar, where we were like Ember Moon is here, Oscar's never been defeated, let's go get this. Where is the story where we had someone like Mickey James say, okay, Oscar, you've been beating almost all of the women, I'm the legend, I'm coming back to WWE, and I want to start first with NXT. Where is the story where we had the one of the, if not the greatest women's matchup in WWE's history, or in fact in pro wrestling history as a whole, where we had Bailey versus Sasha Banks in the NXT, I think the first takeover in like the bigger arena where we had this takeover in Brooklyn 2015. Where is the story where we had? I mean, there are great stories out there. Why can't we parlay this on in the main roster? I mean, we are going to WrestleMania, and I can't even tell you one match from the women. I'm so excited to watch where the story is great. I mean, the men can go out there and give you, and sell you on why you should watch them. Why can't we get the same thing? I was so fucking disappointed. I know we are not going to SmackDown, and when we get there, I'm going to say my piece. But something like having Jade come out there, and the very first thing she said is, "Oh, you have great legs, in fact, more powerful legs. I love that, and but not bigger than mine. Oh, you have great arms, and no, but not bigger than mine." I'm like, wait, for the women that we all accuse the IWC, the International Wrestling fans, for always sexualizing women and always coming to to be too much on the women on social media. Yeah, you have the same superstar, one of the superstar, come out on television and tell and put highlights the reason why we don't even want to be like we should be running away from talking about their bodies. Focus on the stories. Why should we look at this match? Why should we focus on this thing? Why should this match be important? Nobody wants to. You let all of that. That's how creative. I mean, these people earn 6 to 7 figures, right? And you couldn't see nothing else to write. That like who wrote that shit? right? And then you come in there and you sexualize them, and then when they do it on social media, you say, "Oh, the fans, wrestling fans are crazy," but you do that. And I'm like watching these women sell you on stories. I mean, in this fucking show, we had Soruka versus what's this girl? Zaria. Jesus,
Zaria.
the video package alone. I'm like Zaria. I'm like the video package alone. Raw and SmackDown, no match can sell you on that. I took one line from that and I wrote it down on my notes. It says, "You are not the villain. You are the mistake that I made." And I'm like, damn, that's Zara saying lines. And she was like, you thought I wanted to be with you. I hated the fact that I'm with you. Like, you could make it like, and it was crazy. I mean, you say I'm the victim. No, 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 no. You are the mistake I made. That was it. Sell me no more. I am ready. I'm sat. Now, is there any match? I know we're not getting. I refused. I did not want to go into a rant, but it was so saddening to be like, look at how NXT, they had more than 3 women's matchups, and all of them was important. All of them, you could see the reason how you could see that watch everything felt important. I can't say that same for Raw and SmackDown, and that's where they pay the big bucks. That's where they get paid bigger, and this is what the small pawn is pushing out. I just wanted to get that shit out there, and I know we're going to move on. And but if you want to add, if anybody wants to add anything, you can add before we move on to the next topic on the show. Thank you, guys. I don't know who wants to go first. Maximus, can you hear me?
Okay, okay. So I've heard everything you said. So first of all, yes, the women division in the main roster, their storyline has been shit. Okay, can I say that? Yes, it has been terrible. Let me
Yes, you
put it
can.
in a more, yeah, it has been terrible because even for the heavyweight champion, that's the WWE Women's Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion, I even have more interest in the Intercontinental Champion, that's Intercontinental Women's Champion match, which comprises of AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, than I have interest in a two heavyweight championship match. Now let's take a look at the WWE Women's Champion, that is Jade Cargill. Her promo has been terrible, like extremely terrible since the first um promo she had with Rhea
Rhea
Ripley.
Ripley.
That promo has been terrible. Like she just calls her out, all talk about all she do is, "I'm that bitch. I'm just that bitch." Come on, bitch. You are, we know you're the bitch. So why are you telling us again that you're the bitch? So it was is crazy. Then we have going to Raw, we have um what is her name again? This name keep skipping me. We have Liv Morgan, then we have
Yes.
um Vaquer,
Stephanie
right?
Vaquer.
Vaquer.
Yes, Stephanie
Vaquer.
Vaquer. Yeah.
Definitely
Yes,
Vaquer,
Vaquer. Yes.
exactly. The way they do their own promo is so weird. Their promo is just so, it reminds me of 2003, 2004, Trish Stratus and Lita. All those terrible promos that they
Sorry,
do
can I
have.
can I
That's
just
what
say
it reminds me
something?
about. Then they start to, let me be done with what I'm saying. That you continue.
Okay, no problem.
So it's so weird, but at the same time, you said something about NXT. NXT produces a more good storyline
Better
than the
women's
women's
storyline
division
and
in the main
matches
roster.
than the main roster.
Yeah, yeah. But there's something that you need to know. NXT is a small brand. You get, NXT is a small brand. The main roster is the real big brand that everybody wants to go to. Now, let me just switch from wrestling. Let me just use a football club in Europe as an example. Now, an owner has two football clubs. One is a mid-table club, and one is a world global worldwide club, if there's a word like that. Now they are doing the same thing. They are doing the same thing. They are spending the same money, and definitely you spend more on the global than the mid table. Now, if you look at it now, you feel that you when the results are coming, when the results are, they have the same plan for the two clubs. When the results are coming now, you see that the global club, everybody feel that these owners are not doing well. The club is shit. The club is eating. Since they took over, they'll be doing rubbish. They'll be doing rubbish. Why? When you look at the second club that they are managing, that they have custody with, you see that there are talents on that club. Ah, this place. Why are they doing good in this place in the middle table team and they're not doing good in this place? Now let's shift back to WWE. Same thing goes to WWE. Triple H was in NXT. All the matches were amazing. Everything was sweet. Everything was nice.
Mm.
Now he's in the main roster. Everybody's complaining. Oh, why is he doing like this? Why is he doing like this? Now, first of all, um, not everybody watch NXT, right? Not everybody watch NXT, right? And
Yes.
NXT is, even though they do, because there are some matches I do watch in NXT. I don't know whether there's some matches that you watch in NXT, they are boring as shit. But nobody talks about that one.
Yes.
Everybody talks about, oh, the important one. But when they are doing shitty stuff in NXT, nobody talks about it. Now when you go to the main roster, whereby millions upon millions, hundreds of million watch are focused on the main, which is the global space. Now, any slight, the same thing that he's doing in NXT is doing in the main roster, and he's even trying to improve more on it. But you're not seeing it that way because your eyes now are more focused on the main, because you're more focused on the main than the sub. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. So now I'm not trying to like protect Triple H in a way or the other. Yeah, sometimes he usually do some shitty stuff that we don't like, but I'm just trying to just say that um he's trying his best to handle a big company like WWE, especially Raw and SmackDown, is a very, very big job. It's a huge job, and whereby now they have TKO TKO that bought the company, and sometimes they always try to want to impute kind of um their own kind of this thing. Maybe they tweak it a little bit. So and he has to succumb to some of those this thing, because definitely not all production are his idea. Definitely not all production are his idea. Some are from the TKO board, stuff like that. Just like I don't know whether you saw this rumor that's been going about that
Yes,
that
we are going to talk
signing
about that.
between
That
Cody Rhodes.
yes,
Sorry,
yes,
I'm rushing to.
that's the big story. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
sorry,
big
I'm
story. We'll talk
rushing
about
to.
that.
So okay, but
Yes,
we'll
we'll
get there.
get
So that's
there.
just something like that. So um, that's all I have to say. So Michael, you wanted to say something? Yeah.
So, oh yes, sorry. Actually wanted to say when you were pointing out the old Stephanie Vake and Liv Morgan, I just wanted to cut in and say it seems like everybody is just going down the beach route because every promo beach from Stephanie to Jade to like basically the
Yeah,
two main title pictures that even AJ's feud with Becky, even though they've fought 3 times, that still seems more appealing, and I'm actually looking forward to that, like
exactly,
more than the
exactly.
title feuds that we're talking about. And oh, sorry, you're about to say something.
Yeah, I said, we all know they are bitches. So why do they keep saying they are bitches? We all know that. Well,
It
well,
is
I don't
it
know
is so annoying, like so
what
annoying.
the lady
Like
comes up
that's the point. Samuel asked a very good question. He said,
with.
like, who is writing these scripts? That's an issue too. Even though I get the fact that you want to cut Triple H from slack, the thing is, you made a very valid point. Yes, NXT is completely different. They do only two shows plus the PLEs. It is completely different, and that's why I fear for Shawn Michaels. To people clamoring for Shawn Michaels to become the head of creative, but the fact is, we all know we all know Triple H shows some tendencies of nepotism. Like he books the same people over and over and over. Like on the main roster now, I can mention that someone like Rhea Ripley, no disrespect to her, I actually love Rhea, gets more opportunities than most of the superstars you see. Someone like Io Sky, his
Exactly.
baby, his wrestling daughter, everybody knows that, gets more opportunity too. Someone like the same Liv Morgan, who I'm not really a fan of, that might be an unpopular opinion, also gets more opportunities than most of the ladies we see there. And it even applies to the men. It applies to the men because I don't know why someone that is as over as LA Knight, you've not put a rocket on him. Someone like Sami Zayn, who you had the opportunity to put the trigger on for a couple of years now, you've not done that. You keep reducing him to mid card status. So many questionable decisions, even though I know that, oh yes, it is not his fault all the time. So, like, it's something that I don't really, really want to go into in full details unless we still want to talk about Triple H because it's just annoying the more I think about it.
You know what?
So,
You know what, Michael? You know what, Michael?
yes, I can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yes, I can. I can.
Now, these were my notes for this show. Fuck this shit. I ain't doing this shit no more. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get into this shit real. Because if you're gonna talk about Triple H, let's talk about Triple H. Let's talk about all of the. I mean, I'm tossing all of this shit. I ain't using no script. I'm writing this shit no more. I'm going in straight there. Because tell me this very carefully. I understand when it comes to the ladder of WWE and TKO board of directors, you know Rich, right? He's the last of the pillars of the this thing. He's just a mere executive. But at the end of the fucking day, they pay you, and you are paid to be the head of creative.
Of
You don't
creative.
even use
E-
now you they tell us
Every
so
decision,
you keep on
every
hammering
decision
it.
passes through you. Actually, every decision passes through you at the end of the day. So, no matter how you want to paint it.
every single every single month, every single day on social media, on televisions, on podcasts, on anything. You see Triple plastered everywhere. All the advertisement,
Exactly.
all the big matchups, everything is in everything. So don't collect your flowers when it comes to the positive. When things don't go back, come out the same energy because you know that last pay-per views he refused to be on the live panel where the fans were because
He
they booked the
knows. He
in
knows.
Saudi. They booed to be booed in Saudi. It tells you a whole lot, right? They booed the
Mm-hmm.
hell out of him
Mm-hmm.
months ago, and this particular the last interview he did not go on the live panel because he know right now negativity don't full. Tickets has never reduced since we entered the company. Now up, and I'm never saying reduce your tickets because you will not reduce it. We all refuse to reduce. So if you're not going to reduce this fucking ticket, and or if you did not say truthfully, the owners of the TKO, and we can point hands straightfully to Ariel Emmanuel, the owners of the if they know say they know they reduce the ticket, then you do your most duty to make sure that the stories are okay. I know at the end of the day, even
Exactly.
if he has to okay it, at the end of the day, it has to be what favors the board of directors, which we understand. But if you not go get balls, fire people when they need to fire people, then we'll never get out of here. I am all in for celebrities. Now let's get to the first. I want to talk about this the oversaturation of celebrities on our TV screen. Someone like Camelo Ace, no get WrestleMania match. After all this bastard has put this boy through. Since this boy came in, one of the draft pick, he was one of the first draft pick in the
He
first
was number
draft,
one. Like he was number
number
one.
one. After
Exactly.
Cody and everything, the first draft pick that had Cody, Roman, and all this. I think Roman was not part of this that year. But like we had Cody, and everything. He was not only the first NXT to be drafted, but part of the draft that carried Cody Rhodes. You told me this boy was big. Why the fuck have you relegated this boy young man, Melo meant literally nothing. Instead, you relegated him. He was there suffering with then Andrade, right? And then ending of last year, from nowhere, you gave him the title. This boy has taken this fucking ball and ran the hell with it and made everybody believe. All of a sudden, so that you do what you love her to do. You went straight back to your boy, your tried and true, your NXT baby. You went right back to something. Who asked for that shit? I did not sit back there and say, give me some mistake for that. What happened to Trick Williams and Camilo Hayes? Take what happened in NXT, take what Triple and Michael's in NXT, bring it to the big stage. Let's get these children back here on the. Nobody would have complained. And I know he will not sit back and say, oh no, Samuel, that story
nobody
needs more
wants to
build.
see
Fuck
Sami
it.
Zayn. Nobody
Exactly.
wants to see Sami Zayn and
I'm not.
Williams go on for the
Let's
Universal
be fair.
Champion.
Let's
Nobody
be
wants to
I
fair.
don't
see
want
that.
to.
Let's be fair. It's because of what
Let's be
Triple H
fair.
is
I want
doing.
to. I want to
That,
acknowledge.
that is why. That is why Sami Zayn is getting the eight. It is how Sami Zayn is booked. Sami Zayn should have won a world title by now. Let's be fair. This is somebody that was involved with the bloodline few years ago. This is somebody that had banger matches with Roman. Sami Zayn is not an underdog. The whole underdog story sheet always pisses me off every single time. This is somebody that ended Gunther's reign at WrestleMania 40. So this is not an
Which
underdog.
he had
The-
no business. Michael, sorry for cutting you there. That's my problem. This is my very problem. You could have pulled the trigger on this young man in 2024. I mean, no,
for
2024.
2024, yes, 2 years ago.
Yes, you did not pull the trigger because the goal was Cody Rhodes. Mind you, we acknowledge that. At some point, Sammy almost pushed Cody off the edge up until they did that segment between Sammy and Cody. And the fans were like, okay, I think Cody is not hitting their line. And they got Cody back on track fully, which was cool. But 2024 gave the very best in-ring performances with Gunther. He had a story. You made his fucking daughter cry on live TV. You couldn't pay off that shit. You pushed that shit. You wrote it to fix Sami Zayn in there. And now came up with this thing. The man that was supposed to go and beat Gunther and end the reign. You turned that man to be a trainer to another man to go win the fucking title. Why? And then when
You're talking
you
about
did
Chad
that,
Gable,
you
right?
couldn't even be. Yes, that was if there was a man for that job in 2024 in WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, it was supposed to be Chad Gable. But no, they parlayed something into it with nobody argued. He went in there and he ended the reign of Gunther. What did you do with him? Absolutely nothing. What did Sammy do for WrestleMania last year? 2025.
Uh, I can't even. He wasn't on the card
Did he have
last
a
year.
match?
I don't think. He, I don't think he
You
was on
can
the card last year.
you
Funny enough.
you can imagine. You can imagine. The man that you did to end Gunther's reign did not even make the card. But yeah, Gunther, what was Gunther doing last year at WrestleMania? Was he defending any championship?
Yes, he lost to Jey Uso, the
Yes,
World Heavyweight
Gunther
title.
defended at
And
inside to Jey Uso.
yeah,
You see the see now see the difference of what a year can do, right? And now for the better part of 2026, since Sammy lost the Intercontinental Championship, Sammy has been nothing more than being a backstage person. I mean, Sammy's backstage segment was more important, more watchable by me than anything else that happened on SmackDown every week. I look forward to seeing who Sammy go vex on tonight. I was always excited.
Come on, man.
You could have just
Come
let
on,
it be
man.
that
Come
way.
on. Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
You could
Come
have just
on,
let it be
man.
that way.
the way he relegated him to backstage person. Oh
Backstage
god, but
for
this.
up for
Let's look at
from
this.
Royal Rumble
Let's
to
But these are the
let's
Booker
look at
sports. Let's not
this.
even lie.
I know
Uh,
you guys are,
Samuel
I know you guys have a lot to say
Samuel
about this whole shit. Yes, I can hear you, Maximus. I can hear you.
Okay, so just take a chill pill. Everything has been going. South and South. What is the finisher of the Prince? South of Heaven, Abi, something like that.
Start
Um.
of everything.
So this is just it. If we keep on going, might digress to different situation on entrepreneurship and everything. So
Well, I don't.
I
Maybe
just
you
want
should
to
have
say
not
that
have said
first of all,
the main priest out of heaven. It will be Baron Corbin's end of days because that's where Triple H is going. It might be his end of days if he doesn't turn this shit around. It might be end of days.
Nice, nice
okay, so
analogy.
okay,
Very
so
nice.
so so this is my take on this. Sami Zayn, to be honest, I'm talking from my own point of view. Sami Zayn
Mm,
is not a heavyweight material. My own point of view, it's not a heavyweight material. Now, when Vince McMahon was in charge, Vince McMahon, how he likes his heavyweight material to look like. When I mean heavyweight,
mm,
people that would carry the company's title, like the WWE champion, they must be muscular, they must be
mm,
tall, they must have charisma, they must have the criteria of how Vince
mm,
McMahon. Now, Triple H has that same kind of trait, in the sense that now if you look at Sami Zayn is
mm,
no kudos to him. He's a great guy. He's everything. But now, yes, he didn't push Sami Zayn and everything. But if you look at Sami Zayn, does Sami Zayn really the titles that I have? Let's look at it too. Let's be reasonable. Let's be logical. Forget emotion and everything. Yes, you like him and all,
yes.
but let's be reasonable. Every title that Sami Zayn has won in the WWE, how important has he made it? Now let's even look at the United States champion. When I think who did he won? I think he won it from John Cena, right? He won the United States champion from John Cena. So
No, no, no. Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa.
when he won, okay, sorry, Solo Sukawa, yeah, yeah, sorry, Solo Sukawa. When he won the United States champion, his matches, just look at it, his matches and the matches of
Mm.
he fought a lot of matches than Camilo Hayes, I think, yes. His matches and Camelo Hayes' matches, which one was more exciting to watch? Let's be logical. I just need an answer.
Camelos, actually. Maybe you say mostly because he fought with Ilja, but it was Camelos.
Why you
His
asking? Are you
Camelo
asking me?
Hayes' matches. I'm asking the both of you.
Okay. I don't want to be biased here, but there's just something about Sami Zayn. To be truthful, my mind will just go straight and say Camilo Hayes. But if I want to be very truthful, it's Sami Zayn. There's just something about
Yeah,
him
that
when it
that
comes to.
that is all I need. That is that
Okay.
that is all I need you to then now let's look at it, because I'm just trying to bring out some
Michael,
points.
what about you?
So he said,
Honestly, like
listen, he said
Sammy
Camelo.
had good. I said Camelo, yeah, but Sammy had good title rings. Let's not lie. But Camelo's was more enjoyable
Yeah.
because he had chemistry with Ilja most of the
Yes.
time.
Mhm.
Yes, but you said he fought Ija. He didn't
Okay.
fight Ija. It was only like twice that he fought Ija, or three times that he fought Ija. And the second time he won the bet from him. So now let's look at it this way. Let me now give you another question.
Okay.
Ija title reign, Ija title reign. That's United. I'm talking about this United States now. This is the current title that they are
Yes.
all
United States. Yes.
in the
Yes.
mix
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Ija title reign, Ija title defense, and Sami Zayn's defense. Which one was more interesting to watch? Let's check fact it. No, no, let's be let's
Again,
be let's be let's be logical now.
can I say something though? Can I say something? If I want to be
Yes, you can.
truthful,
No, I don't want you to say
I
no. I
won't.
just I just want I just okay. Okay,
Okay.
say what you want to say.
If I want to be truthful, like I would not complete, like I would not come here and say that. that Sammy's reigns were not good. I would say Ilya, just because of the fact that there is a certain perception that the wrestling community already have about Sami Zayn, because of the fact that he takes, like, they feel he takes opportunities of people that are supposed to hold those opportunities. So because of that, not many people want to watch his title reigns. They will feel like, oh, this is boring. Like, it's the same Sami Zayn I've been watching for years. What are we going to get from this? That is why more like they will tilt towards Ilya
Yes.
and Camelo is. So that's what I feel. Like, the perception is already deeply hated in the IWC because of the fact that they give him
Yes.
opportunities for the mid card titles. So that's what I just feel.
Okay. Yeah. Maximus, I don't know if you heard him, but
So,
I feel
and
the same way
why do
too,
you
in
think
a way that say, Maximus, are you there? Well, I think we might have lost Maximus there on the call, but like for me, I feel it's like almost the same thing. Michael, you can hear me clearly, right?
Yes, I can. I can.
So I think we lost the Maximus there, technical difficulties there. So I feel to take this conversation while the both of us is just like you said. Obviously, they say perception is reality in this wrestling space. So the fact that it's as if we've seen Sammy so many times. I mean, come on, the Intercontinental ladder match. Remember WrestleMania 32 in AT&T. He was in another match for the IC belt. He did not win. He had that match was incredible. I still remember sequence from between him and Kelvin Owens, right?
Yeah.
In that match,
Yeah.
we almost killing
Yeah.
Kelvin Owens in one of the ladder spots. Like I still remember, like Sammy has been in WWE for the mid card stuff for so long that when you try to the closest he had to go, the closest he got to even becoming world champion, and nobody will say anything, was when he was going after Roman Reigns. Imagine that pop they got in Royal Rumble 2023. That was amazing. That match in his hometown in Canada, or home country in Canada,
Montreal. Yeah.
like that's the loudest you could
Yeah.
ever see it. Yes, Montreal.
Yeah.
If there was a time that you could give that boy the championship, that
It
was that time.
it was
It's as
then.
if
Yeah.
we are still chasing, as if the company, the fans, we are still chasing Sami Zayn that moment from since Montreal in February 2024. We are still chasing that moment, and we have never gotten back to that. And the least, I think the last time we could ever get there is in Saudi. I know that WrestleMania is happening in Saudi next year. Maybe that's when he wants to pull. The company will want to pull the trigger. But for how long will you keep, strapping and struggling and strapping somebody for something and never giving it? It gets to a point where everybody will be like, "Oh, me self don't tire knee." Like make una like
That
make it
that is
impossible. And I feel
exactly my point. That's why I feel like he gets it, and that's why I feel like Ima was saying he's not world title material. Because tell me, if Triple H had pulled the trigger last year in Montreal, no, sorry, 2 years ago in Montreal, if he had beaten Roman Reigns, for instance, we will not be having this conversation, because there's no way Sammy will not have put on banger matches with the world heavyweight title. There is no way. Plus, Ima mentioned something.
okay,
He said,
guys, I
No
went I went
problem.
on.
you know my problem with Triple H, Michael.
Yes, you can go on.
Michael, my one problem with Triple H my one problem with Triple H is the fact that he always now he has this. I know sometimes I don't even know if it's him or the people he's working with. They
Mm.
always WWE have this one thing. That's the one thing AEW does better. That they overdo 'em. But AEW would see fans get behind somebody and they will go with that person
Go for
instant.
it
They will literally
immediately.
pack
Exactly.
their thing and like, okay, all right, this is where we're going, and go for it. WWE don't know how to strike while the iron is hot. They go see something for their presence. They no go gree. I mean, could you
They
compare
did it with LA
that
Knights.
pop
They did it with LA
for
Knights
Dominic
too
Mysterio when he won?
last
You
year.
drag, they drag, and when you finally want to give it, nobody cares. See Dominic Mysterio.
Exactly.
Last year, Dominic Mysterio became Intercontinental Championship champion. Sorry, the pop that boy got. That you remember, even in the Unreal, you saw that they had to tell him, "Oh, more go back," because that fans are all
Exactly.
over you. He was a heel. He had to
Exactly.
now. What have they done with Dominic since he left? They just kept it there, and now he wants to strike between. Now this feud with Finn Balor has been going on for 2 years. You
Judgment
drag.
Day shit.
Now we don't care. I don't give a damn.
Exactly.
If you like, make it come with like the demon. It doesn't matter to me anymore because I am tired. You have dragged, and even like chingom. You go grind and it don't scot. Waiting.
Okay. So
So that's my own is like you just
okay,
now
Sam, okay, Samuel, relax, relax,
go on the
relax.
Maximus.
Triple H is Triple H is Triple H is a great man. So now
A
let's
special
look
human
at
being.
it this way. Okay, yes, exactly. So now let's look at it this way. Every all these things you'll be complaining about, all this thing you'll be complaining about,
Yes.
it didn't start. It didn't start in this Triple H era. It has been like that, but you didn't notice. It didn't start in this race since Mr. McMahon has been in charge. He has been like that. Let's say probably the page is doing maybe like an extra to just but he has been like that. Now I heard you were talking about Dominic Mysterio and Fimbella kind of this thing. Now this is it. This is now we know they are doing business. You get so now in the business space,
Yes.
this is my own take on it actually. This is my own take on
Okay.
it actually. Um, what the fans crave for, hmm? You know that thing that you crave for, that you want it,
Mm.
you want this thing to happen. Let this thing happen so that we can. Now they didn't give it to you. What does that make you to feel? You feel sad, right? You feel like
Frustration, yeah.
this thing is no, yeah, you feel frustrated, you feel this thing, but you are still attached. So that's his business strategy. You are still attached. So you are still that your attachment is still hope that probably even though you might not care in the later run, but you are still you want that your hope to come to pass that one day you'll be seeing because they always give us signs. You'll be seeing the signs right in the judgment day whereby um Dominic is trying to drag the position of who is the head of judgment day. So that they are giving you signs, they're giving you this thing. Now your mind is always eager to want to like, okay, it's happening today, it's happening tomorrow, it's happening today, it's happening tomorrow. Even though you are tired, but you are still seeing that it's happening. It's supposed to happen today. It's supposed to happen tomorrow. It's supposed to happen today. That's just business. So for that one, just but let me not be too logical. Let me just put it in the way the fans are going to understand. Triple H runs the show in a way that was being run when he started wrestling. If you notice, for those of us who remember, who do watch all those previous wrestling, that was during them Bret Hitman, Shawn Michael, people like that. So he runs it. You see, he has brought
Mm.
back some old this thing like probably all those what's it called? How am I going to put it? Those times that are going to all those promo, all those cut scene promo, and that maybe
Yes.
New Day
Yes.
are going to come. Then when they are trying to talk, then they'll just uh cut their this thing, go off all those stuff. So that's what they'll
Yes.
be doing back in the 90s. So he brought it back. He brought it back. And if you actually watch the 90s, most of what they are doing now is what they've done in the 90s. all these delay, all these things, they've done it in the 90s. I remember when I was watching when I was watching I don't know if people would remember NWO when Hulk Hogan joined NWO. If you watch
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hollywood Hollywood if you watch Hollywood Hogan, if you watch those time, we knew that he wanted to join NWO. We all knew that he was going to be the one that
Mm.
everybody knew. Like, I know I wasn't there, I wasn't born by that time, but when I was watching the previous cassette with all the fight and everything that was going on with Sting and everything, everybody knew that. But then they didn't really have sense like that. So for me watching, I was like, no man, no man, she you're not supposed to know that Hulk Hogan will be part of this NWO one way or the other. And after some few, I think it was a year, but then they don't usually drag like that too long. I think it was after a year before he now joined stuff like that. So what I've been doing in the past is what they are doing now. He's just trying to bring everything now. But what you will also know is that he's not always the one, even though they say he's the head of creative. Those board members, those TICO members, you remember, The Rock too is also part. He's also part of the board. He's also,
And
also
I'm
part of
going
the
to
board.
and I'm going to
He
give a
has his
take on
own.
that. Yes, yes. I'm gonna yeah.
Yeah, he's also part of the board. Then I think some other people that bought shares, and even
Yeah.
the owner of AEW, his brother too is also part of the board. So that one too has his
Huh?
own decision. And many, and yes, I've forgotten his name. Something Khan too. He's the brother of the brother of the
Oh,
owner of AEW too. So
wow.
he's also part of the board, that's TKO board. Then UFC people too, they are part of it. So you see that most thing that you are craving for sometimes is not the one that is making. Yes, is the head, is the supervisor of the creative this thing. But when the board tells him, just like, okay, I don't know if you remember, let me just go back. When you remember when Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, I don't know when you remember, that is during the retirement match. I don't know if you hear that rumor whereby
Yes.
it was John Cena that was
Yes.
supposed to win. John Cena was supposed to win that match. But what happened? They got a call from Triple H,
Which
they said he should what? They should make Brock Lesnar to what? Win. And I think that thing pissed off John Cena. So he just said Brock Lesnar should just end the fight and let it just um let it just be. So all those ones are still controversies, because that one, I know Triple H usually do that one very, very well. He did it. He did it when John Cena and Roman Reigns fought, when Roman Reigns was still at the top. I think there was an unreal or interview that John Cena did when Roman Reigns was still on top. After, I think that was it SummerSlam? I think it was SummerSlam or something like that, or before SummerSlam.
no,
John
no
Cena and Roman Reigns
we
fought. John
can't
Cena was
blame him
supposed
for
to
that because
face to
I think
face.
that wasn't his call. That was I think that was Vince because that was when Vince was still around, and I listened to that podcast. I think he was. It's not. I think he
So
was on the podcast with this High Cube son. Yes. So that's like I know
it wasn't Vince.
we have controversies, we have crazy this thing, but at the end of the day, like we can't be excusing so much, right? So that's just like one of the things we want to get into. And I don't know if you want to get
Okay.
into like so we could move on to something else.
Okay,
Can you
let's
hear
move on
me?
to something else, because I don't have much
All right.
time to
All right, all right.
stay. I'm with you.
So if yeah, so if we were to talk about like let's go into one of the stories, one of the key stories that was here. So the lantern,
Sorry,
the
wait,
Bray
where's
Wyatt
Michael? Michael
lantern
is not here again.
has been one of the big stories in on SmackDown. You might not be interested, which I can't blame anybody that doesn't want to be interested in that shit. And for months, they
No one
kept
gives
on
two
going
shit about
back
that.
and forth. Talk about back and forth, back and forth. Only for Tamatonga to just give the lantern back to Uncle Hardy just like that. And I was. I'm like, waiting at the watch. I'm like, how do they sit? And yet they were firing Brian James, Road Dog. He was the scapegoat. They fired him, and we are still getting this shit. And I'm like, who sits down and does shit like this? And it's some of these things that get people pissed off when you are like, who are we supposed to? Because we are not, you are not going to blame Triple H for everything. But at the end of the day, this thing passes through your table. This thing goes through you. We believe that before it will reach, it will come on air. You have to okay it. So I want to get your thing. Like, waiting this Lampton thing where happened between this, like, waiting be that. What was the meaning of that?
Okay, my take on that is that that land thing, this I think it started when they were challenging for the was he tag team champion, WWE tag team champion thereabout. That story
Yes.
has been the most, how am I going to put it, the most dummiest, if there's a word like that, the most dummiest storyline of all time. Yes, that's what
Other than
that's what Liv Morgan usually
you,
does, and
you,
she
you were
gets
ch-
it that from
you were channeling your inner Ricardo Rodriguez there.
so that is just is that lantern, this thing is, I don't have much to say about it.
Do you know it has
Anytime
gone on for
I see that
7 months?
scene, can you imagine? Anytime I see that scene, I always like skip it.
7 months,
So like,
and
what are
they
they talking
just
about?
handed the lantern back to him.
No, like their entire feud,
First of
the
all,
entire feud has been going on for 7 months.
first of all, that
That's crazy.
the way they are using solo, the way they are using solo is not. I
Hmm.
don't know why they started using him like that. Solo has this.
God
I
bless
remember
you.
when he was still when he had that Ulufala, when he had that Ulufala. Solo was somebody that was feared. He has that authority. The way he cuts his promo in that table, the way he does his thing, everybody was like, wow, this, I think this is the next. Then all of a sudden, he fights for lanterns now. Really, nigga? He fights for lanterns.
Even on
Even some
NXT,
times I thought he
sorry
was
to butt
tired.
in, even on NXT, he was really good. Like his not American Championship run was really good. So I was thinking they were going to do something with him, and you were right. Like
You know
Enforcer
this.
solo
So
and everything, it was
so
nice.
so that is just so
You know
that
the
let
funny
me
thing.
just end. What is the funny thing?
You know the funny thing, guys. I just saw a stat on online that Solo has never had a WrestleMania match, and I was like, huh? And I looked at it, and I started to scratch my head. I'm like, that's true. And does it look like he's gonna have one this year? It doesn't.
Absolutely not. I
If
feel it's down to two
and
things though. It is down to two things.
what would that be?
First is booking, which we have complained about Triple H. But let's be fair, he himself as a wrestler has not like really evolved the way I wanted, like the way I was seeing him at like from NXT down to the whole enforcer thing. He has not evolved. Like sometimes you have to take the bull by the horn. You would think that he didn't beat John Cena 2 years ago. You would think he didn't fight Roman Reigns at the beginning of this year, Netflix premiere at the beginning of this year. So like you
Last year.
start asking the question that sorry, last year, yes. You start asking the question, where do you go from there? Like you're supposed to evolve as a wrestler too. That's why I was saying it when we were having discussion on the group that I feel he's better off alone. But you also have to evolve as a wrestler, especially starting with that finisher. That finisher sucks. Let's not lie. I don't even know why WWE protects that finisher like so much. So you have to evolve as a wrestler yourself, which he hasn't done. Plus, the booking hasn't
You
exactly
said
up
that
to.
finish us.
It sucks.
Okay, so
What do you mean? What do you mean, Samoan Spike?
okay,
I
actually,
mean, maybe it's
let's
parlaying off
first of all,
the family is a family thing. Yeah, Maximus,
it's
you
a
were saying
family thing.
something.
I don't know if you know Umaga. Umaga, that's what Umaga does
Yeah.
to
That
him.
used to be his
Yes,
finisher.
yes,
God rest his
yeah.
soul.
But the thing, but why you think that finisher sucks is because of how he plays his character. Remember when he was an enforcer? He doesn't laugh. He's a bad guy. He's that kind of this thing. The finisher was cool. That finisher is cool for a bad guy, not this kind of. Is kind of a funny, kind of how am I going to put it? Sometimes he's serious, but his seriousness in his face, you know that
Mm-hmm.
is no that seriousness doesn't go anywhere. Remember when they were having that uh, feud with him and Jacob Fatu, those two guys
Mm-hmm.
that they were having that feud. I was always laughing. Is all gas and no brains. So all those kind of stuff.
No
So
heat.
um
No, you
so all
don't.
those kind of stuff is the way he portray. I think is the way WWE said he should do. So it doesn't
Exactly,
match
the
who
booking.
we knew him for. It doesn't match who we knew him for, and the bookings now are very, very terrible. He holds title for maybe 3 days, because I'll just say 3 days. Like I know I'm over exaggerating, but his title reigns are always short. Look at his United States champion, United States title reign. Look at his tag team title reign. They're always short, short. They don't like really put him in that
Uneventful to
kind of
even
post. And
say.
I
Mm.
and again, self, I still get it, because there's a rumor that was flying around. Solo 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 actually, okay, let me put it this way. Tamatonga, Tonla Tonga, JC Mateos, who again, and Tamatonga, those four, and I think Jacob Fatu, all of them, they are in contracts. Like, how am I going to put it? They are under Solo in the contract. They were not supposed to be in
Hmm.
WWE, but because of Solo influence, yes, it's a rumor. I think that's true. Because of Solo influence, Solo
Wait,
had to.
including
Solo
Jacob.
brought them. Yes, Solo
Wow,
had to
that's
bring. But
interesting.
I think they've, I think they've made
No,
Jacob
that's
his own.
crazy.
Jacob has his own personal contract now. It's a rumor, but I think, because if you look at the line,
Yeah,
it's
because
actually true.
Jacob is like one of the
There
biggest
is
stars they can ever have there.
Yeah, yes. So I think Jacob now is on a contract of his own. I think they've removed him, but the rest are like subcontract too. So when you are plenty, everybody subcontracted to you. You're not going to. They're not for them to take you very far. It's going to be a little bit difficult, because that's why you see that most of the title, or most of the matches that he fights, most of the matches that he doesn't fight much. He prefers Mateos or Talatonga or those his family to do the fighting. Why?
Mm-hmm.
That is the sacrifice you have to pay if you want your family to, you get me. So those are
Mm-hmm.
those kind of disease, because he can take it upon himself and say, okay, now look at, do we remember um uh, La de Fantasma? That was what is his name? We know them, right? Them Phantasma, right?
What's this
Those
boy's
Mexico
name?
guys.
Oh my God.
Those Mexico
The Fata,
guys.
oh shit.
What's his name?
Santos Escobar and his boys.
Yes, exactly. Now, if you look
Oh, okay.
at that period, yeah, there was a time that Santos was not having that kind of, they shifted him to a manager role, stuff like that. So he's just like
Mm-hmm.
similar to Solo. Yeah, Solo is like kind of like a manager slash wrestler. So you it's not like a full-time wrestler at this period. So, and why? Because of the family that he brought in. So that is just, I think that is what is affecting him at the moment. But I know with time, because I know Solo is a great potential. He's a very, very great potential. He has a lot in
Mm-hmm.
stock for him. So he is going to actually progress in the nearest future. But for now, let's keep our fingers crossed. So, but for the storyline, that storyline
Well,
sucks. It absolutely sucks. I'm glad that they have ended that storyline, and I know Solo is going to attack um Tomatonga in, I think, this SmackDown. I think going one of them are going they're going to have issues thereabouts, yeah. So one of these, I think maybe they're going to do US title open match. Maybe Tamatonga is going to accept it, and probably along the line, Solo is going to cost him the US title, something like that. So, but I think something like that is going to happen in this next episode, or maybe uh, 2 episodes to come. So that's just my take on it.
Well, I just wish we all would have the same positive mindset as you have, because you are so positive, you are so, let's cross our fingers. And I'm really keeping the fingers crossed. But the one thing, the one person I'm not going to keep my fingers crossed, and you also talked about, family. The one family we have right now on WWE has that has nothing to do with what we're about to talk about is Obafemi. So Obafemi and Brock Lesnar is happening at WrestleMania. We don't know which night that's going to happen. Triple
Yeah.
H announced on Twitter that Obafemi, I'm sorry, I said Obafemi. I wish that Joe Tessitore will be going in on get ESPN's Get Up, the talk show, morning talk show there, and he's going to announce which match will be happening on which night. So by tomorrow, before the end of by this time tomorrow, we should already know, on the match card will be already out, and we'll know which match is going in. And talk about Triple H always, forgiving himself the waiting. They already hot. They always cook well. They always go come in, go one, come enter. Last week we had him come in to interfere himself, or insert himself into the sorry, yes, and Obafemi. And yeah, I was. I'm like, okay, so I understand there's this legitimacy he brings into the picture, but at some point I'm like, bro, this wasn't needed. It's just like having him come out in Boston a couple of years ago. I say a couple of years ago, just a few months ago, to introduce John Cena and hype up how John Cena is only for him to come and always chasing the hog, always chasing the hog. But when it's time for negativity, you won't find him. And here he was. The hottest thing on Monday Night Raw is not even the World Heavyweight Championship. That says a lot about CM Punk and Roman Reigns and what they've been able to do. I mean, they're doing good things, but it's not great than what the anticipation between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. Those guys are doing everything with nothing. They are not giving anything. And at this point, I'm very scared for my boy and brother Obafemi in the hands of that man, because I'm like, you better not fuck this shit up, because this is the biggest gold you've ever been handed in a silver platter. There was nobody that predicted that Obafemi will be coming in on WWE TV, main roster TV, and instantly become one of, if not the biggest thing happening at WrestleMania season. We are not really hyped about a lot of things
Sorry.
happening in
The
WrestleMania,
funny thing is, me,
but
I
we
actually
know of
predicted
one
that,
thing we are
so I'm
so
not
pumped up
surprised.
to. And now we have, okay, all right, Michael. There you go, you predictor. I wish Privilege would have someone like in that fucking writer's room and not have those geeks, those suit and ties. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Get their seven figures and do shit. But back to what I'm saying. They are having Obafemi and Brock Lesnar live at WrestleMania. And right now, tonight, we don't know what, for 3 weeks, Oba has, been booked so fine, booked so well, and come out, looking good and all of that. So, guys, um, who else was, how did you feel seeing that segment last week, with Brock coming out ready to fight and Oba coming out, and the crowd was like, holy fucking shit, here we go. And having, because to me, I'm like, why did he come out? Because obviously this man was handling it right. There's no way Adam Pierce has not looked great as a authority figure. Why did he have to insert himself? And I just got a notification right now on my screen, and you know the way they are phrasing dropping WWE now. I think that's always hosted by, what's this girl's name? Megan Morant. And this is the title of the video. Can Triple H keep Obafemi and Brock Lesnar apart? So he has insected himself so well now that, everything. So you can't talk about Brock and Obafemi without putting Triple H inside. He wants to let you know that, and let me do this one. He wants to sign it off. Like, what is it with him with putting himself in everything? Like, I get it, I understand. You are the man. But in my own be say, when you need time for better thing, come on. Now when you don't cook, So, guys, Raw this week, what's gonna happen? And then you always have great predictions. What's gonna happen on Raw tonight? Is Obafemi gonna get his ass added to him tonight finally by Brock? And what's gonna happen? Can Triple H keep Obafemi and Brock Lesnar apart? Stupid idiot.
Okay, so first of all, you talked about Adam Pierce. Did you see the way Obafemi threw him? No, he didn't throw him. He
Shoved.
flinged
He
him
shoved him.
out of his sight. He flinged him out of his sight. So Adam Pierce was not. I
We
think
said our
no one
prayers
really
to
cares
to
about.
him and his families.
No one really cares about Adam Pierce. Adam Pierce is just there. He couldn't do anything. So imagine two of them fighting. Do you know how how the ring is going to be messed up? When there's I was so happy to be honest, I was so happy that Triple H came out because I feel that if they had left those two to fight, uh Brock Lesnar is going
Yeah.
to fuck Obafemi up. Brock Lesnar is going to fuck Obafemi up. So just Triple H saved. No, let's be real. Triple H saved. He saved the match. Like how am I going to put it? He saved the suspense. Let the fans keep keep being
I don't know about
what am I
At
that.
going to
the
call
at
it?
the
I
at
don't
the
know
edge of their
about
seat.
Thinking
Yeah.
saving anything.
yes,
Mm.
let them be at the edge of their seat. I know, yes, he inserted himself and everything. Yes, because why Triple H just came to make the fans to be on the edge since they will not see how the match is going to be and everything because we that we are fans once they have started fighting probably at the end sometimes the match might not be sweet again and everything but since everybody is at the edge of their seat they want to see what's going to happen and everything but in my opinion I feel yes Obafemi when he came out he really security guard has really suffered in WWE but the security guard the people that came to
And
help Obafemi
can we talk about security?
they
Can we
are
talk about the security guards? Can we talk about the security guards in WWE and wrestling
security
as a
guard
whole?
life
Like
matters. Security guard life matters.
oh my god,
Their life matters, please.
oh
Did you
my
see the way
god.
Obafemi flinged
If I
that
one
guy?
day,
Did you see the way he threw that guy?
I'm like,
I was
I
like,
am sending
guy,
my prayers to his
that guy has
family.
family, man.
Jesus.
I, I'm I am not sure his hip is good again, to be honest. His hip has been destroyed. The way he flinged him.
Oh
It
my
was
god.
the first two security guy that came. He didn't even touch them. He just used his shoulder to just will I
Barge
say
them.
shove or just touch? I think that was a touch. That was a touch, not a badge. Say we just like touched them and they fell. Security people has really suffered. Well, and even the same guy that they threw, he was still F5. That guy was so
There's one
they
thing I want to
threw
say
him.
though, actually.
He was still F5. Wow, that's amazing.
There's one thing I want to say that I actually don't quite
All
agree
right,
with
go
you
on.
on. You said if Triple H hadn't intervened, that Brock would have fucked Oba up. Really? Like, are we for real here? But we're talking about the same Obafemi that they've they've been like claiming him to be a dominant force throughout his entire reign in like at NXT. He lost us twice or something. And this somebody I put out a tweet. I put out a tweet a few days ago that you can't build him up like this and just have him lose to Brock. Fine, I get that they were divided opinions, and the fact that they will tell you Brock is the alpha male of our species, is is one of the protected, if not the most protected WWE wrestler. Fine, I get that. And even if Brock was to win, like come WrestleMania, there's no way in hell Brock is going to fuck him up because this is Oba we're talking about. And they've been building him to be like a destructive force. Did you see how he took care of the Viking Raiders? Like they were nothing. Two big men like that, he decimated them like they were nothing. So you can't build him like that and just come and say Brock was going to fuck him up. This is somebody that has been getting the upper hand over Brock. And I feel if they face up today and and Oba is standing tall, that might be an indication that he might lose. It is more like a wrestling rule that if somebody is standing tall, like consecutively or leading up to a match is likely to lose. That's why I want Brock to get his pound of flesh today, maybe an F5 or something. Just leave Oba lying in the ring. But it is not going to be a rollover for Brock at all. Oba is not somebody that is going to fuck up because he is. Oba is different from mostly like the wrestlers he has faced. And that's why I feel, to be honest, they should put the rocket on him exactly how they did to Brock in 2002. Brock was also a rookie, but in that same year, he won King of the Ring, he beat Kotangu, he beat The Rock, and he became WWE Undisputed Champion. So why not do it now for Oba? Especially because of how you've been building him up. He's so over with the fans, and like he's actually a genuine wrestler that you enjoy. This is not even sentiment talking. I get that people say, "Oh, you can't expect him to be Brock Lesnar." Now, this is Brock Lesnar we're talking about, but like from a logical sense, I feel if Brock was to win, and like that would be Oba that is 27-year-old losing to a 50-year-old, and to me, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying Oba should go there and squash Brock Lesnar. It can be like a hard eating 15-minute match or something with Oba winning, and from there, it is very easy. From there, put the strap on him, allow him win King of the Ring, then challenge for a title at SummerSlam. This is somebody that you put a rocket on, just like Samuel said, like a golden opportunity presented to you on a silver platter. So if you miss out on this, then I really don't just know. But as for tonight, I feel we should allow Brock get one over
Yeah.
Uber. To be honest,
The,
Is it
I
really
and I
okay?
stand and I never say something, and I stand with him on what Michael just said. Because truthfully, truth be told, on the last episode 15 of this podcast, I told Emaximax that I want like Oba doesn't want this. I know the company will not want to like Oba doesn't want this victory. Oba needs this victory against Brock at WrestleMania, not because of anything, but because I'm not also saying that, oh, if Oba loses, Oba will lose being a star. He will no more be in anything. And for the first time in history, let's not do this pro wrestling trope thing of like, oh, he's a new star. Oh, he's a new superstar. He will rise by losing. Like fuck
he
that
doesn't he
shit.
doesn't have
Oba is
experience. He
not
doesn't have experience.
no
That
way.
talk is annoying. Annoying.
He's just coming in.
Exactly.
But this boy has been on NXT, wrecking house, wrecking shop. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want, he's been standing tall over Brock for 3 to 4 weeks. So at WrestleMania, Brock is going to humble him and he's going to rise by humbling. Have you looked at that man? Does Oba look like your regular manly man out there? That is a fucking
Exactly.
beast. Forget Brock Lesnar as the human of all fish and everything. Oba is a fucking beast. That man does not look like a regular human being. That man wrecks shop. Let's throw the script out of the window. I want the go back Brock treatment for WrestleMania. Bell rings. Brock charges at Oba. Oba catches him, raises him up, toss him down. 1, 2, 3. Cut that shit
I don't
off.
think I don't
Let
think it's going to
everybody
be
be
like
like,
that
what?
though.
Oh my shit.
That's
That's
the
what I
thing.
want.
I don't.
That's what needs to
I
happen. Let's do
Okay,
that.
okay,
Let's have Brock be like,
okay,
what just
okay.
happened here? What just happened? That's what we want.
Okay,
Oba
let's
needs this
let's
victory at WrestleMania.
let's
Let's get this
let's
shit.
okay. Miss Samuel Lion, that's a really, you are really hyped up about WrestleMania, and I love it. You're one of the fans that is really hyped up about
I'm not.
WrestleMania.
I'm not.
So now
I'm not hyped up in
No,
this.
this match in particular, and I can understand.
okay, okay,
This
okay,
is the one I'm looking
okay.
forward
This
to
match
too.
in
This
particular.
is a WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Okay, so now
Yes.
let's look at it. First of all, there was a tweet. There was a tweet that I saw. Somebody was saying, oh, no, it was not a tweet. It was actually a video I watched. Somebody was saying, why don't they carry Brock and Oba to the main event, to the main event of night two of
Night
WrestleMania?
one, no, night
I
one.
like
So
that's
now,
taking it too
Are
far.
you?
That's
okay,
taking it too
Wait,
far.
are you sure it's
People,
night
calm
two?
down.
Are you sure it's
Let's
night
calm
two or
down.
night one?
Let's calm down.
Are you sure it's night two or
it's
night
going to
one?
be,
It's night. They
it's
want
going,
him to.
it's going
Again,
to
you
be
should
It
night
book
should be
two.
Cody
night
to start
one.
It's
the
going to
show.
be night two.
It's night
No,
one.
it's going to be night two. It's going to be night
That's
two
that's
If
not
it's
because
night two,
possible.
then they are
That's
not
not
main eventing.
possible.
It's not possible.
We all
If
know
it's night two,
Punk and Roman will main event night two. So if they want to do
and
it,
Roman
just
will
night
main
one.
event night two.
Exactly.
Okay,
So we all know
let's
that that's
see.
not going to be
Let's see.
possible.
Let's see and watch. But I feel it's 92 that are going to put, not, I'm not talking about the main event though. Like I'm talking about um the 92. They're going to be in the match in 92. Because
Oh,
they will
oh,
want to,
oh, oh.
because people will be yeah, because people will be eager to, they will not want to go. They want to really watch that 92
Yeah,
match.
yeah,
So
I
people
get.
is business strategy. So now let's look at this in this thing before we move on. So Brock Lesnar
Okay.
versus Oba
Mm,
Femi. Now let's look at it.
yes.
Brock Lesnar is okay. Before we look at this thing, there is one thing too I always have issue with Triple H. He doesn't give he doesn't give youngsters opportunities to shine, just like the way they were given opportunity to shine in 2002. Because I remember 2002, whereby The Rock left, Stone Cold left, many big superstars left. It was only, I think it was Kotango, Triple H, and some few people that were running the show then. Then Mr. McMahon went to the market, and when I mean market, I mean uh, OHW, that's Ohio, OVW, sorry, Ohio Valued Wrestling, and FCW, that's
Yes,
Florida
yes,
Championship Wrestling,
yes.
whereby he went to get Randy, he went to get John Cena, he went to get Batista, he went to get Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, and
Hmm.
the likes like that. Then he groomed them, he pushed them to the public. He forced their push up, and Brock Lesnar was the first choice of people. Then I think followed by Randy, followed by Batista. Lesnar was the last actually. Lesnar was the last. Lesnar was the last. Nobody really he was the last person said that even debuted. I think he debuted, was it not April, was it June or something like that. So um that is what
Yeah, it
we
was
have not been
June.
seeing
The
in
Kotangu
yeah
segment, it was June.
yeah. So that's what we have not been seeing in these recent times. We have not been seeing it in these recent times. But if you still look at the those previous times, it wasn't everybody that really won their first match. But what do you think? Justina lost his first match. Randy lost his first match. I remember Randy was doing
Mm-hmm.
those. I think he lost it and he had an injury with it. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was only even I think Baptista said he started as a deacon when they were calling him Deacon
Deacon,
Baptista when he
yeah,
was with
exactly.
them at that kind of level. Then many of them they were just it was only Brock Lesnar. It was only Brock Lesnar that was actually they were pushing more. It was having feud with the big boy, big men. So but if you look at it, that is
Exactly.
just the that is just the same issue that we're having in this present day. They are not like giving those
Young
young
stars.
rookie chance. They're not giving them chance like the way they gave Seth Rollins, the way they gave Roman Reigns, the way they gave Dean Ambrose. Then when they after they disbanded the Shield, stuff like that, they're not giving them chance. And I even feel that even though they give them chance, this young generation they are not taking their opportunities. They are not taking it because
Hmm.
uh, let me give you an example. Lyra, that was
Lyra Valkyria.
Bacteria.
Lyra Valkyria.
Valkyria,
Mm.
yeah, Valkyria used the Intercontinental Champion to carry. She messed the run up. Like she totally messed that run up. Her title defense was shit. The way she wrestles is trash. The way she does things sucks. But that's why they now had to bring in Becky Lynch to elevate the Intercontinental title. Same thing went for. I'm talking about the Raw superstars. Like I'm not even going to talk about Maxine Dupree. Maxine Dupree is the most. Well, let's move out. Let's look at let's look at let's look at them. Who again? There are lots of them that didn't take the opportunities. There are lots of them that didn't take the opportunity. But at the same time, not taking opportunity doesn't mean the
You are
boss will
not
not
good.
lift you up. Because uh, I remember when um I remember when Seth Rollins started after breaking out of the Shield, when Triple H was elevating him, even though it was sometimes it was fine. I know he's a Seth Rollins does some funny this thing, but they were still elevating him till they pushed him to the crowd. They made the crowd to forcefully like him. So these things not happening now. So I think they are being skeptical. They are being skeptical in this age and time. But I've moved past this thing. Bottom line, Brock Lesnar. Okay, let me. You're reigning, defending, former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Brock Lesnar is going one on one with Oba Femi. Now, this is a prediction, this is not a spoiler. At WrestleMania, Obafemi is going to get mauled by Brock Lesnar. Obafemi is Obafemi is going to get suplexed by Brock Lesnar. Obafemi is going to get
Ooh.
broken by Brock Lesnar. Yes, Obafemi is going to get one or two chances where he's going to give his little elbow shot from an Irish whip, going to get few elbow shots, going to get some few, but he's going to get mauled and he's going to get F5'd and he's going to lose.
Hmm.
That is just how it's going to be.
Okay.
So take it from me,
Wow. Ah,
Brock
All right.
Lesnar is bigger than Femi. What do you
Nobody's saying
think?
he isn't. Nobody's saying he isn't. I'm just saying it's not going to be a rollover for Brock. And I actually see Oba winning. We'll be there, though. How many days left? 12 days left. We'll be there. God spare our lives.
amen. So from one,
And wait,
right. Well, thank you guys for
sorry,
amazing one session. We are
okay, okay.
yeah. Okay, so we are an hour plus in. It's been a great session. We are still going, and we'll end it well. So from one loser to another losing thing that happened on Raw. So the vision has been snake bit. Everybody got injured. Nobody remaining. It was like I'm like, who did the family of Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, who did they do bad to? That they had to be punished this way from one injury after another. Talk about one battle after another. Nobody got spared, and we were left with a nothing. And then you had Rollins coming back from a major surgery, and about one of the biggest story that was what we were supposed to get, and we did not get it. And here we are. Talk about a loser. You built up this man for almost 4 years. Since 2022, this man has been running rock shot on the entire roster, had one of the greatest Intercontinental Championship reigns of all time. He had the best transition from a mid card champion to becoming a world champion. Almost, he did it twice. He made sure that he put Jay over. He got dashing back from Jay. He put CM Punk over, and this man, you still kept him running. This man ended the reigns of Goldberg, even if Goldberg says he sucks. And this man ended the reigns of John Cena, even though we are going to talk about that. And this man ended AJ Styles. And then I was like, why the fuck did he put him in Royal Rumble match? Why? He should have just left it there. And then talk about fucking somebody up. Yes, the rumor has it that it was supposed to be him and Rey Mysterio because of the issue going on with Dragon Lee, his Lucha, that. That did not happen because Ray is injured, but Ray can do commentary for Triple R every Saturday. Let's not get into that. Now, all that aside, if you knew, because there's no way you not see this coming that, oh, this guy will not be available for the show. Ray is not available. Bron Breakker cannot come in. Although the surgery is this, why wasn't a story told? Well, we still have 2 weeks to go. But the match between Gunther and Rollins is something that I still don't understand how we got here. But here we are. Michael, what what came to mind when you saw that attack and Rollins is going for and Gunther is now going for Rollins? How are they going to make me believe that this is a match? Because mind you, the match is going to be great. These are two of the best elite athletes out there, two of in-ring specialists. I mean, this guy will make a broomstick look like a superstar. Any of them. Gunther will make a broomstick become a superstar. Rollins will make a broomstick become a superstar. But nobody, I'm not questioning the in-ring work they can do. I'm just talking about the story. Especially in the WrestleMania season, the story is one of the things that we have not gotten so much from. Every story has been crazy. Every story has not really like we just the problem. So here I am, Michael, trying to get your take. I'm like, what are we to expect from these two? How are these two going to make this? What are they? What is going to be the excuse? What is going to be the analogy? What is going to be the analysis on why this match should be seen as something that we can agree on for WrestleMania, aside from it being a great match?
You're talking about Seth and Gunther, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, well, if you look at the history of these two superstars, like we all know who Seth Rollins is like in the WWE industry. And fine, I was having a discussion and they were talking about the fact that age is no longer on his side, things like that, because of how electric he was like during his early days, Shield Rollins, Authority Rollins, but still, like it's still Seth Rollins we're talking about here, the architect, like one of the greatest WWE wrestlers of his generation, and facing a Gunther slash Walter guy that has been on the road ever since he began his WWE career. So I feel like even though this match was impromptu and people come to say like they little to no history, blah blah blah, I still feel like they have some kind of history, even though there was no backstory to the attack or something. Like they have history heading into King of the Ring last year. If I can remember when Gunther won it and he was like, oh, he's going to face Seth, blah blah blah. He's going to face Seth if Seth is still champion. Then I think Seth got injured and it didn't happen. Then they also had the banger match to when Gunther was NXT UK champion. So that's why I feel like taking those two things into account, I feel like even though there was no backstory and even though it was impromptu, and I feel it was mostly because of the fact that they wanted Gunther to be on the card. He's still one of the like big stars like in the company. He's still one of the big stars in the company. So it should have been somehow if he wasn't on the card when he was on the card last year defending the World Heavyweight title. But still, I feel like they're going to give us something to talk about because we're talking about Seth Rollins here and Gunther. Gunther is arguably described as the best wrestler in the company, and he's going up against somebody that's arguably described as the best wrestler in the company too. So there's no way they're not going to give us something to talk about. And I feel like fine, the only excuse would be like, oh, they didn't give us something to talk about here. There was no story, blah blah blah. I feel that's only going to be the excuse, and like the match itself would make people forget about the fact that like there was no backstory heading into this.
And I hear you say that, and the first thing that comes to my mind is lazy, 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 lazy. Because you are not going to excuse the fact that, oh, we are going to have it's a good match between these two, and not they better to Raw tonight on Houston. By the time this gets already, we are live on YouTube, so you can watch us. But maybe if you are an avid listener on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast, this the audio might delay a bit, but we'll get it out to you before tomorrow morning and before Tuesday morning. You already get the audio version out. But like if you're watching right now on YouTube, thank you so much. But in this case, I'm like, oh, you wouldn't get a pass. Not in WrestleMania season, you won't get a pass just because it's two great athletes, two great wrestlers, so it's gonna be a great match. No, no, it's WrestleMania. Yes, it should be about wrestling, but at the end of the day, what is the story? That's what gets me hyped. That's what gets me excited. Let's not be doing this. And I feel like almost all of the matchups, they are trying to, it's as if they want to just, sneakily go through the WrestleMania season without giving us stories. And I'm like, this shit sucks.
Yeah, I understand, and
Talk about shit that sucks.
that's why I said that's why I said I feel like they just wanted to put Gunter on the card. Because if we're being real, it was supposed to be Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. And there's even information now that that Braun has been cleared to return to action, but they still went along with the Gunther and Seth Rollins plan, and that's because I feel like they wanted to include Gunther in the WrestleMania card. Yes, I understand you. It might suck. It might suck, but we might just have to overlook this one because of the fact that
That's what-
we know they're going to give us a banger, and let's just really hope they do. It's Triple H. We've complained about him already on this episode, so there's nothing really more to say except hope that they give us a banger when they eventually clash in the ring.
Well, you talk about overlooking things. The one thing we're not going to overlook is the next one we're talking about John fucking Cena. And talk about blaming somebody. Triple H is not to blame for this particular one, but we are talking about John Cena. So this one is straight up to the TKO suit and ties, right? So John Cena last year, you guys brought this man and said, okay, this man is going to have a retirement. So all this man came out, announced it a year before, and we were like, oh shit. So next year, the champ is going down, and you hyped up this whole thing. Every single city, every single country, every single state it was in, you brought out new t-shirts. You made money hand over fist from this man. You milk every single thing that was left of this engine. You milked everything. I mean, the last match for John Cena was the highest money made on ticket sales for a Saturday night main event. Not only that, you guys made over 4 point something million just for ticket sales. These guys were at the end of Cena's retirement run, as shitty as it might get to some, as shitty as the run might have been. But at the end of this retirement run, Triple H and all of the suits and ties, this was how they went home that year. They packed all the money they made from the audience all around the world globally on all everything from social media numbers to YouTube numbers to the merchandise numbers to the ticket sales to everything that they can, any channel of money making from this company. These people make the shit out of this man. It ended in December, right? And now, because of your greed, because of the fact that, and I am not the one that's going to tell somebody to how to run his business, but at the end of the day, sometimes logic should rule over greed. Here you are raising each ticket sales. I mean, somebody will pay a mere ungodly amount of money just for the nosebleeds. Like, I'll be in the stadium, but I'm watching from the screen. But I'm paying more than anybody that has paid for ticket in front row in their entire life. And you were asking me to come to the WWE world to get merchandise that is also high. Like, we are talking about Raw, we're talking about SmackDown, we're talking about Hall of Fame ceremony, we're talking about so a whole lot. And prices are not even getting reduced. I'm not saying reduce your price because you're not ever going to do that. But I'm just saying, sometimes if you can even compensate this audience or be like, okay, right, okay, we don't want to touch our price, but let's get this one done, let's get that one done. And this is why they are pushing celebrities down our throats. I mean, they are just throat fucking us with celebrities up and down. And I just don't understand why this is the logic. And the last one they did, this one, I heard this news, I was like, holy fucking shit. They pulled this man out of retirement. I know he's not fighting in the ring, but at the end of the day, he just retired 4 months ago. So, of all people, of all the legends, of all the superstars that they could have gone to, and it's just to the detriment of John because he never knows how to say no, and he's been very real about it. Like, he loves WWE.
Yeah,
Here
he's
you
loyal to the
are.
company.
After you have sucked everything out of this man, you are about to suck it again. And then you are having him turn to a ticket seller because they on social media is posting, no, get tickets to everybody is secretary ticket now. They have turned to ticket
Imagine,
sellers. You bring John.
imagine.
Why was John the choice for this year's this thing? That's crazy. Now they are
Well,
parlaying. Oh, if you not get to see John in his final run, his final year, opportunity is here again.
well, I
How
feel like
low would these people go?
I feel like it's because John himself. I saw somewhere that um he signed a new deal with the WWE where he would continue doing WWE stuff apart from getting into the ring. And like you said, he's just very, very loyal to the company. Like he
Yes,
can't say no to whatever they ask him of. That's why I feel like he has accepted this. I get that they did him dirty in his retirement store, and I didn't want to talk about that because it pisses me off. Like John is like has always been my favorite wrestler. So the way they did him dirty just pissed me off. But that has passed now. I feel like his loyalty to the company is the reason why he accepted to do this. I even saw somewhere that he learned of this in February. So he has accepted this since February. Imagine. So it's just the kind of person he is, and like we all know how morally inclined he can be, and how he can't say no to the WWE. So I don't know. It is pathetic too that they've been unable to like sell out WrestleMania, to be honest, and they're using other means like John and Pat McAfee. But it is just what it is because we all know they're not going to lower down the ticket prices. But overall, like the bottom line is I'm just excited to see John again on WWE TV.
that's
I don't care
crazy.
about what's going on now.
Talk about
I
Pat
just want to
McAfee.
see John.
Well, talk about Pat McAfee. Here we are, the biggest story coming into this podcast for today, and that's the last topic we're going to treat for tonight. On this episode 16th of the After the Match podcast here on Hello Media. Well, the big story going in is, Roman and Punk, they are doing their thing. Oba and Brock are doing their thing. But Randy and Cody, no matter how we got there, that was the story we all wanted all of these years, but we were never given. A story almost 20 years in a
In the
making.
making.
A story that we all wanted. Students versus teacher. People were worried. Okay, are we getting John Cody again? What is with student teacher for Cody Rose for the past 2 years? We don't want that shit. And I understand as a company wanting to, like, okay, let's spice things up, let's put things to this thing. Randy gave Cody one of his brutal, attacks, as Randy we know, fine, done, and sealed. Then on Monday, Cody was on Monday Raw in MSG, and why wouldn't he be there? Because he's a WWE champion, and he was already in the city doing media. He was on Netflix, the Breakfast Club, the radio show. He was also busted
Mm-hmm.
open. He was doing shows. He was in New York. So why shouldn't he come out and say hi to the live audience? After all, he's the WWE Undisputed Champion. He's the face of the company. So there he was coming out to to say hi to the fans and then address his situation with Randy. And as we all could and understand why. But the next person that came out was a shocker to everybody, including me. Stephanie McMahon came out. And just like anybody else, I was like, Stephanie McMahon, I know she's going to the Hall of Fame. She's getting her flowers, but why is she out here? And there you saw Stephanie come out and glaze how um,
Dangerous
WWE is.
Randy is.
Yes, how Randy, she used the word diabolical. And this is me wanting to ask a question. Is diabolical how? Is this the most diabolical Randy you have ever seen? Can you compare this Randy to the Randy of 209 or Randy of 207? Or even Randy of 2020 during the pandemic, the Randy that literally, the Randy that literally killed Edge, the Randy that, RKO'd Beth
Ric
Phoenix,
Flair,
the
Big Show.
Ric Flair,
Yeah.
you can't say diabolical in for Randy and you bring up this yet. Like, this man has been in his gratitude run for years now, and I like the fact that they try to he's trying to bring that character back, but for her to use the word diabolical was something I did not even understand why she would
Yeah,
use that word.
it was over exaggerated. I feel she just used that like to remind Cody of what he can do once he starts hearing the voices in his head. That's what they were trying to portray. That
Yeah,
Randy can go back to being that very dangerous superstar that everybody hates. So that I think that's why she used the word diabolical, especially because of the fact that she has seen it firsthand from him. Even Cody
yes,
said it. He said, I know he has done things to you that we don't even show anymore. So
yes.
that was
I
that was
mean,
the angle that they were trying to paint.
that that man attacked Stephanie, handcuffed her husband, Triple H, right under the ropes, and kissed the hell out of that woman in front of
Kiss
her
that.
husband standing there and carrying do shit. So I mean, that shit was apex television back in those days. You can't even show that shit right now.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can go with Cody. And then we this led up to Friday Night SmackDown, where we have the biggest story for the year. Now, SmackDown happened. Orton is out, Orton comes out, talking about what's going to happen, blah, 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 and then Cody comes out, and all of a sudden, the attack is on, and in comes Pat McAfee from behind, and I'm like, Pat McAfee on WWE TV, we've not seen this man in months. We've not
Since
seen this man for
Backlash.
a very long time, since like almost it's almost a year. We've not seen this man in almost a
Yeah.
year. He's not even been he's doing anything WWE. He's not even promoting WWE the way he's supposed to be promoting it. And the last he was supposed to even do anything with WWE was having Cody Rhodes on his WWE podcast last week Wednesday. But all of a sudden he announced that WWE Cody was pulled from the interview. He did not say anything else about that, and I was happy because I was like, if Cody, since Cody was attacked, if that was the first time we're going to see Cody, why would the company have him appear on an interview when the fans will
Yeah.
be buying tickets to come to SmackDown to thinking that he will be back? So if he's coming back,
Yeah.
why can't he make his first return in the ring first, explaining how he feels or showing us how he looks after being literally killed on live TV by Randy Orton is opening for WrestleMania. So I like the decision of like pulling in. If it was a PR stunt, that was cool. If they were supposed to do that to get outrage from fans, it did not succeed because nobody was like everyone wanted to hear from Cody Rhodes. So, but I like the fact that they did that in the ring. But so that was the last time we saw anything they want to do with WWE. But yeah, Pat McAfee came in, low blows, Cody Rhodes. Orton grabs a steel chair. Orton is here pummeling Cody, beating Cody up, and Pat is here, with his Pat
Promo.
is a promo talking about and I was trying to pull that promo out. Pat, calls Orton, calls him and told him that the business didn't pass him by. He like it was just one of those crazy ass promo that we had there on. And at the end of the day, you had Cody come out after the whole event and just literally go berserk on Pat McAfee, and I'm
And the
trying to
entire
pull the
TKO.
promo out. Like, and we learned this week that for some of us that we did not know, that Aaron Emmanuel is representing Pat McAfee in Hollywood, and we know of the crazy talks of like, oh, Pat McAfee can be the next Sylvester Stallone. I mean, he can't even become Sylvester Star. Talk more of Sylvester Stallone
Exactly.
in where, which Hollywood, how,
Exactly.
which body. So like, let's just get things ready. And we are hearing that this came from the top above Triple H's pay grade, so that they wanted Pat McAfee to be inserted. Like, you can't have Randy come out and say like wrestling is more than one royal family, and that this is all about
And it's
wrestling
Pat
royalties.
McAfee.
Yes, it was understandable having Stephanie come on because she's part of the royal family in professional wrestling. Like, everybody had people were like talking about Ted DiBiase that just literally escaped prison, and people were talking about Ric Flair. People had Batista. People had Kevin Owens. People had a lot of people out there, royalties in wrestling and all, which is understandable. People even had Triple H, right? And we were like, why would he be
Mm-hmm.
Triple H? Triple H is always right there. Why would he have to go and call Triple H? Why would he? Triple H is always on seat. So it's all of those craziness. And then it is Pat McAfee. And it's coming out one of the lamest excuse and why is that. Like, make it make sense. Because it didn't make sense to me. So to you, how when you saw this segment, what was the reaction? How are you feeling right now, days after all of this craziness? And like, how are they
Like,
going to
I was so pissed. You cannot even imagine how pissed I was. If you follow my Twitter, I was tweeting consecutively, tweeting that they were even telling me, almost, so this thing paying you like this. Like, I was so pissed. Like, how would you have everybody at the edge of their seats anticipating who Randy has been talking to, and everything turned out to be Pat McAfee? To start with, we didn't even need Randy talking to anybody on the phone. They should have just allowed this story play out because they have years and years of history between them, and you decided to bring Pat McAfee. Even if you wanted to bring somebody that you're talking to on the phone, even Matt Reed would have made a lot more sense because they had history. What do you mean, Pat McAfee? That Gunther destroyed as backlash. Like I was so pissed, but thank God I've calmed down now. And now that they've done what they want to do, they've just made me and millions of people lose interest in this field. Honestly, I don't think anybody really cares again. I really don't think anybody gives a shit what happens in that match. I don't even know how they want to miraculously turn this around in the next 2 weeks, but I don't think anybody cares about the field again because of what happened. And it's the fact that they're trying to still force Pat McAfee down our throats. The idiot tweets every single time. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can
Can
hear
you
you
hear me?
clearly.
Oh, sorry. So I was
Yes, I
like,
can hear you
it's the
clearly. I
fact
can.
is the fact that they're even trying to force him down our throats. Like he's still tweeting about the whole thing while everybody is pissed. And WWE themselves, they didn't exactly cover themselves in glory after the whole debacle when they sent Cody out because Cody himself even realized it was bullshit. They sent Cody out now that portraying it to be a kind of Cody versus the world, and by the world we mean TKO. And to make it worse, they are posting they are posting past they are posting clips from the past um in the Randy and Cody field. What they should have done from the
Yes.
start and just allow the story play out, they didn't. They had to
Yes.
involve Pat McAfee, a celebrity, and now they ruined the whole thing. And to be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to it one bit. One bit.
And
Like they
and
ruined the whole thing for me.
the story and match we're all looking for all these years, they've successfully ruined it for everybody because
Ruined
nobody
it
gives a
for
damn.
everybody. So it is just
Nobody
sad,
gives a damn.
and it would be so funny if that's the match that main event night one. That is why, because of what happened now, I actually want Oba and Brock to main event night one. I feel that would
And
just be
move them to
suitable.
kick off the show.
Yeah, exactly. Move them to kick off the show or have them fight before Oba and Brock. Anyhow, because nobody really cares again. You can't bring Pat McAfee of all people. And the promo he was cutting even made it worse. Like which business is Randy coming to save? We didn't need him talking to anybody on the phone. Should just allow past years of history between both of them. If I wanted to turn Randy heel, fine, no problem. Turn them heel, but don't allow anybody intervene. It is well, Sha. 'Cause I'm not interested again. Let's be fair.
I
I'm not
mean,
interested again in this story.
we love Randy so much. We love him. We know what the man can do and everything. But Randy is no John Cena. Randy is no Cody Rhodes. Randy is no. There's no way Randy will be out there moving merchandise, moving sales. Being the PR member, being on all radio shows, being on all podcasts, flying down for conferences, doing all of that. Like Randy and call out for that shit. Randy is an in-ring veteran. Randy is a storyteller. So you can't come in and tell me that Randy's going to be the one to do all that job that Cody has been doing for years and everything. And he said it best. And
Exactly.
if you think the last thing you can do around is fire me. And how did that go for you the last time you did that? So let's
The
not even
last
talk
time,
about it.
yeah,
And yeah, and that was impeccable. Talking about the people that are representing Pat McAfee, and we all know
TKO.
who that the people are. We know. So at the end of the day, let's just get this shit right. And I just hope that we have to get a good show to that on Monday Night Raw, and get to further some stories and see where we go. And next time when we are on here live, for the Pro Wrestling Talks, will be on Sunday. If it doesn't happen on Sunday, it's happening again the same time on Monday. But you are getting episode 17 from episode, is it episode, it was yes, episode 17 will be live on, yeah, on Elo's Media YouTube channel. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you're listening to us from, thank you so much. This was After the Match podcast with your host Lion, and I'm grateful for Emaximax for joining, and also thank you so much, Michael, for joining. And Michael, do you have anything else to say before we call it a show? Whatever you need to promote, you can do that now. And how they can reach you on social media, where you are more active and all. You can also promote that as we call it a show. Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk wrestling because the wrestling community in Nigeria, I didn't even think it used to be a thing until that tweet came out. And yeah, it has just been an honor to be here and talk wrestling. Um, and yeah, thank you to Imatu for being a part of this. And yeah, like to reach me on socials, I think Twitter is the only socials that I'm most active on. And like you can reach me there at the boy underscore Michael. That's my Twitter handle. So
So you can
you guys
reach
can follow and we could
Michael
talk
at the
more
boy
wrestling.
underscore Michael on X.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you so very much, Michael, for doing this with me, and I
thank
can't
you for
wait
having me.
to
Thank you for having me. It
to
was
engage with you all through the week while we get ready. Thank you. And there you guys go. This was After the Match podcast with Joseph Lion. Thank you so much. This was episode 16. We are grateful. Thank you.